What's up, guys? You know who it is. Back with another video. And in my opinion, at this point in time, this is one of my best gaming setups. As you can see, this is an iPad, specifically the 2020 Apple iPad Air. And you guys know this is a powerful device. Apple Silicon is one of the most powerful mobile device chips to date, in my opinion. And the other thing I have here is the Google Stadia controller. So recently, some of you might know, Google released a gaming service. In the beginning, it was pinpointed mainly towards Google devices. So Pixel phones, Chrome tablets and computers, and it released with the Google Chromecast 4K, which is the device you have to have plugged into your TV. Recently, I believe it was last week if I'm not mistaken, they released compatibility for Apple, specifically Apple devices. So Apple is one of those companies that is very strict on what they let into their app store. They've been like that from the beginning. They're always going to be like that, in my opinion. So when Google Stadia got released, Apple rejected their application. So they didn't want to allow Google in their app store to compete with Apple's gaming service, which is Apple Arcade. In my opinion, Apple Arcade has nothing on Google Stadia. Google Stadia is far beyond Apple Arcade. But, you know, to each their own. Apple favors their Apple Arcade. Hopefully one day it'll turn into AAA gaming, but at this point it is little minor application games that you can play on your phone and iPad. Now, at this date and time, there is a lot of gaming services. So you got Xbox Game Pass. Amazon created their own gaming service. Google Stadia has one of the best, in my opinion, because you can use it on, like I said, a number of devices, phones, tablets, computers, PCs, and Google Chromecast. Like I said, recently Google released compatibility for their service into the Safari. So like I said, they couldn't get into the App Store, but they got into the Safari, which is Apple's browser. So it runs identical, in my opinion. So what you got to do now is you go into your browser, and then you're going to tap into the stadia.google.com website. As you can see, it shows just like the Stadia app on your mobile devices, as it would on either like an Android phone or Chrome tablet or Chromecast. So now, like I said, we're in here. So we got capability. You have to be on iOS 14.3 in order for this to work, because it needs to update the Safari. But now, like I said, I have my Google Stadia controller. Now all I have to do is tap the controller icon on top and link this controller. So what I'm going to do is power it up. It gave me a little vibration. Now it's blinking white. It has to be blinking white in order for it to pair. So you're going to pair that code, BX88, and give it a chance to pair. You see? Now you get that little sound, and it pairs. So now if you see, I can control certain aspects of the screen with my controller. If I hit A, it's going to load up the game. This is Cyberpunk 2077. This is a really hype game that came out recently. People are playing it on game consoles, PCs, and Google Stadia. I know recently they had a lot of backlash because people using last gen's PS4 and Xboxes, they're getting very bad graphics or very bad gameplay, I might say. Let me do this real quick. So again, this is the type of game that's very graphic intense, very story oriented, and it requires a lot of power in order for it to play properly. So you can either have a high-end PC, a next-gen console, which is either PS5 or the new Xbox Series X, or you can use Google Stadia. Google Stadia, in my opinion, is one of the best because, like I said, it gives you a lot of versatility in terms of where you can play the game. So now I have it synced. All I have to do is press the menu button here or the start button. And there you go, I'm into the game. You have settings where you can change the graphics or you can just hit continue. I have it set to performance mode, which is gonna give you, if I'm not mistaken, 1080p gameplay at 60 frames per second. You can change it into graphic intense mode. Well, it'll increase the graphics. You can also change it in Google Stadia. If you pay the monthly membership of $10 a month, Google Stadia will give you the ability to play at 4K. I'm not sure if it's 30 or 60 frames per second, but it will increase the quality, and I believe it will increase the frame rate as well. So this is the game. As you can see, I'm in the game itself, and I'm moving around. It's super smooth. There's not really a lot of latency. I mean, as you can see, once I tap the button, it's not one-to-one movement, but it's good enough. I mean, I'm not playing a first-person's FPS game, where you have to have that really low latency. This is a story game, so it's pretty good. It's good enough. Stadia, to be honest, your experience is going to be based off your connection. So if you have a good connection, you're going to have a really good experience. If you have a slow connection, you might notice some stutter, lag, or graphics dropping, frames dropping. In the beginning, when I started playing it, it would close on me, it would drop frames or freeze or shut down on me. I know people are saying, oh, but I have 1,000 megabytes download, why is it freezing or why is it stuttering? You're streaming the game. Your upload matters as much as your download. Download, just because you have 1,000 megabytes doesn't mean that your game's gonna run smoothly. You also have to have a pretty decent upload. Google recommends 30 megabytes per second. Right now I have 2025. Before I only had 5, and it would run, but sometimes it would run, sometimes it wouldn't. It would stop. Now I have 2025 in that area. It runs for me smoothly. I ran it on my iPhone. I ran it on right now the iPad, and I ran it on my Google Chromecast. Everything runs great, no issues. And like I said, it's a great experience in my opinion. Google Stadia is giving you the power of a high-intense, high-graphic PC in your iPad, which is amazing. So you can take this to work or other places with you as long as you have a good connection, and you'll be able to stream the game. Like I said, everyone's gonna have a different experience as long as you have a good enough connection. You should be good. Let me change my lighting real quick over here because this is blinding me. I don't know if you guys can see that better or not. But like I said, this is going to be the experience. It runs great. Like I said, it's very low lag. And that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, like I said, I just wanted to give you my experience with it so far. The game so far, it's great. It's a very story-oriented game, so it's a lot of talking. Most of it I skip because I'm trying to get into the action. But it's a good game so far, and like I said, with this service, it's amazing. Google's not paying me nothing for this video. It's just, like I said, I wanted to give you my experience on this gaming service that's been amazing so far. It was kind of bummed in the beginning, like I said, because it didn't have support for Apple devices, but ever since last week, they updated it. As long as you're running the latest OS, which is 14.3, you should be good. You should be able to run it. So let's just show you a little bit of gameplay real quick, just so you can see how smooth it runs.
Got something for you. Should help you plan.
The graphics look good, colors look good.
How's a brain dance supposed to help?
And this is, like I said, this is in performance mode. This is not even in graphic mode. So if you put it in graphic mode, you'll get better graphics out of it.
Jacking off too in those boxes. No,
But this is the gameplay, runs smooth.
good for analyzing details. Human perception.
I'm sure most of you have watched gameplay so far on
So what's on the tape?
Cyberpunk, but I haven't seen it on the iPad Air, the recent one, or on iPad in general, because like I said, this is a recent update.
Hope I grabbed enough detail.
Google Stadia controller. You can use this with your Xbox controller or a PS4 controller.
BD rec implant.
It doesn't have to be a Google Stadia controller, but this is what I'm using it with. Google had a promotion that you can get a free controller when you bought the game. So, you know, they sent me the free controller.
Judy will help.
Where's this girl going? Yeah, she moves so far. This is it, guys. This is just a video. If you guys were wondering, you know, if you can run it on your iPad, you can. The experience is great. Like I said, it's pretty instant.
Believe it or not, I know
And if you ran it on here, you would enjoy it. I mean, like I said, you wouldn't have, I wouldn't have, I don't have any issues, to be honest. And I don't think you guys will as well. So that's just a quick video of Google Stadia with Cyberpunk running on the iPad Air.
He's here for that.
And it runs great.
This is Judy.
If you guys have any questions, leave in the comments below. If you got to the end of the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please, it really helps me to continue making these videos. Other than that, stay blessed, wear a mask, and be careful out there, guys. Peace.
What do you think?